Welcome to today's episode. I am going to be reacting to divorce stories as a divorcee. Divorcee? How do you pronounce that? Divorcee?
Divorcee.
Divorcee. As a divorcee, I'm going to be reacting to some divorce stories today. So let's read it. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy ones. So I'm on Ask Reddit. And the question is, divorce lawyers of Reddit, what are some of your most memorable cases? I imagine that divorced couples are capable of putting each other through some stuff, and I'm interested what kind of stories their lawyers are left with. All right, first one. Had a husband and wife go toe to toe over an ashtray they got in Vegas at some point. Neither smoked, strangely enough. Spent nearly $5,000 for me and another attorney to duke it out in court over the silly thing. Prior to proceeding, I explained what the cost would be to argue over something silly like this, and that he could give me $2,500 and I would fly to Vegas for the weekend and get him an identical one instead. He said he didn't care about the costs because he intended to smash it on the courthouse steps in front of her if he won. We won, and he followed through with the smashing. He laughed and said the look on her face was worth much more than $2,500. People get crazy in divorce proceedings. It was never about the money. That's so, yeah, top comment. That's the most petty thing I've ever heard of. And that's why it's great. That's like a movie scene, like smashing the ashtray. Hmm. Yeah, I couldn't imagine being petty over something like that. My ex and I had a porcelain giraffe, which was one of like the first decorations we got for our place. And when I was like sorting out the stuff, like, okay, I'll take this stuff, you take this stuff. When we were sorting out the stuff, I left the porcelain giraffe because I didn't want it. And she was like, "Oh, are you gonna take the giraffe?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "What? Like, you don't want it?" Like, I was like, "No." And I wanted to smash it. I could have pulled that. But that's crazy. Okay, not a lawyer, but as a courthouse clerk, I had a court order come across my desk that explicitly banned a father from playing Minecraft with his son over the internet because the ex-wife alleged that the in-game chat was a form of improper contact that wasn't allowed in their custody visitation plan. That's just mean. Yeah, that's sad. Dang, man, that gets messy, huh? Like they can't have like the custody stuff. Imagine you just want to play Minecraft with your kid though. That's sad. That makes me sad. I'm a tax lawyer, not a divorce one, but this case from my native RI has always been a favorite of mine for the legal argument and an example of what ex-spouses can do. Johnson v. Johnson, which was heard before the Supreme Court of RI, Rhode Island. A man calls his wife a whore in a crowded restaurant. She sues him for slander. The court agrees with him that she's a whore. No way. No way. That's good. Unlike your wife's legs, this case is closed. Bang, gavel. Dude, that's crazy. Open and shut case, Johnson. Wow. I wouldn't recommend it, but one of the best ways to stick it to your ex and to skip most of Fallout is to die during the legal battle. What? In this case, the couple orally was declared divorced, but before the official paperwork is finalized, the husband dies. So, what does the court do? Well, it takes the courts 2 years to sort out how this should be handled. And then the court says that the divorce proceedings must continue with somebody to represent the husband's interests. So now the wife has to divide everything 50-50 with the dead man. If he had died 2 weeks sooner, she would have avoided years of court hearings, thousands in legal fees, and kept everything for herself. What? Yeah, let me show it to her. I'ma stick it to her. Dies. Now that's some next level revenge right there. You really want to stick it to them. What did he say? I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, really? You wouldn't recommend death to your client? That's good. Remind me to choose you when I need a lawyer. My aunt has been divorced for quite some time. She drives her attorney. My aunt has been divorced for quite some time. She drives her attorney crazy with her requests and demands. Most recently, she took her husband to court over one. He switched the beneficiary of his life insurance policy from her, the ex wife, to the children. 2, she wants court-ordered drug tests weekly. She found out from her friend who works at a pharmacy that he has had quite a few narcotic prescriptions, but obviously can't enter that into evidence or friend will be fired. 3, wants to know the days he's working and location so she can have her private investigator keep an eye out and make sure the new girlfriend isn't joining him at hotels he's charging on his work card. At some point, she just needs to let it go and move on. She got the house and the house payments, the kids, the boat, and the Marriott points. And the Marriott. What is that called? Whoa, whoa, whoa. She gets the Marriott points? That's what I'm saying. He doesn't pay alimony or child support, so it seems like it worked out well. That's funny. Not those dang Marriott points. Those go far. That's how we would stay in like hotels growing up. My parents had a Marriott point connection with somebody. That's funny. And the Marriott points. The house and the boat and the kids. What else? What else does she want? That's crazy. I mean, I love my girlfriend and everything, but if she ever thought she was getting my Hilton or Delta points, I might have to hit a. You'll have to pry my AA Advantage points from my cold dead hands. I'll get like credit card points involved and like miles and stuff. You can have literally everything, just not the miles. So my ex and I, we didn't really have any assets to divide. We didn't own a house. We had each had a vehicle, but the bank account, she got most of the bank account and I got the investment accounts, which was a big play move looking back because they were just in my name. Like it was like my Robinhood and crypto stuff, and she just didn't want to deal with them and like splitting that and liquidating them, and that was clutch. So even though my bank account was dry leaving, my investments, I had the investments. Finance bro right here. I once represented a client from a divorcing couple who still lived together pending the sale of the family home, but would not speak to one another for any reason whatsoever. Had to negotiate terms with opposing counsel for the sharing of refrigerator space. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to buy a second refrigerator than to pay 2 lawyers to argue over the space in one? Probably not, because they have to go through their lawyers to decide who's going to get the old fridge and who's going to get money for the new one. Man, this sucks, dude. At least my ex and I were civil enough to like, again, we didn't have stuff to divide really, but there was no issues. I can't imagine like that level of pettiness. Like after going through one, if I ever went through one again, just tell me, bro. Just tell me. I will leave. I will pack a knapsack. You know, like the old school stick with the sack on it. This will be me. Thanks for everything. Thanks for nothing. I'm out. You can have literally everything. Goodbye. And I will be on my merry way. All right? That's how I'm trying to be. Because having attachment to stuff is so dumb. I let my ex have the dog. That was crazy. Just, oh man, people need to get over stuff. That's so dumb. It like kind of bothers me. Like imagine being that attached to things. Like I get assets, but I don't believe in prenups. Like even after going through that, I'm not getting a prenup for the next one. I just won't. I understand that financially that's not smart, but I believe more in the institution of marriage than I do in any sort of financial gain. It's not worth it for me. My brother is a divorce attorney. His most memorable case, he was representing a guy in a divorce custody battle who was accused of horrific child abuse. Very graphic, very detailed depositions from the young kids against daddy. Things look grim. Then my brother, a failed actor, notices the depositions transcript done by social workers under oath contains a question at the end from one of the kids. Did I hit my marks? He wonders how little kids know about acting jargon. Subpoenas wife's personal checking account during discovery. Sure enough, acting lessons. Deposes an extremely sketchy acting coach, and Panic Coach produces DVDs of practice interrogations with the kids. Hours of coaching the kids on exactly what imaginary things to say about daddy. He says it was his one and only Perry Mason moment in 20 plus years of practice, and dad got sole custody of the kids. That's crazy. What a terrible person, yeah. What the heck? Yeah, that father has an eternal debt towards your brother. That's like a movie. That's like a movie type stuff, you know? The Beanie Baby divorce has to be up there. Oh, brother. November 5th, 1999. So a couple months after I was brought into this world. Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Attorney Frank Toddy looks over papers while his client Frances Mountain sorts out Beanie Babies with her ex-husband. Sorry, I Beanie Babies. Harold Mountain and Judge Gerald Hardcastle's family courtroom in Las Vegas, November 5th. Well, a couple who were divorced 4 months ago were ordered to divide up the collection valued at $2,500 to $5,000, but were unable to do so by themselves. The collection was ordered spread on the court floor and divided up one by one under the supervision of family court judge Hardcastle. Maple the Bear was the first to go. Cost of Maple Bear today on Amazon, $7.90. Are they doing a effing Beanie Baby draft? Hopefully the court got it right and snaked the draft. Dude, I would be dying. Like, oh, if I was in the court that day. Worked for a family lawyer in Santa Cruz. One of her frequent opponents, a decent if aggressive lawyer just down the street, got a package bomb wrapped like a Christmas present. He picked it up and it blew up in his face, blew off most of his fingers, left shrapnel in his chest, face and chest. Last I heard, he dropped out of the legal profession. Happened on Christmas Eve, 1996. Wow. Dang. What an explosive case. That's crazy. He dropped out of the legal profession. He probably dropped out of being a Christian and celebrating Christmas. He's probably a Jehovah's Witness now. That's what I would do. Dang. All right. Well, that's pretty entertaining. I'm gonna call it there. Think about your marriage when you're getting married. Anything can happen. But I'm pro marriage and I'm pro honesty and I'm pro not caring about items. And thanks for watching. See you next time.